Good morning. So my name's Don Weinkauf, as Jared said, and I'm here with the campaign co-chair, my campaign co-chair, Carrie Keillor, and we'd just like to chat with you a little bit about the capital campaign. Capital campaigns in parishes are not regular occurrences. In fact, the last capital campaign that we did at St. John's was launched more than 25 years ago. And that yielded the amazing undercroft space in our music room, all which we enjoy almost every part of our seasons together. But to see what a capital campaign really means, I would just like you to take a moment and appreciate what surrounds you right now. The lighting, the stained glass, the intricate wood carvings, the beautiful pipe organs, the vaulted ceiling, even the creaky pews and the red velvet pew pads that we know so well. And maybe even we enjoy the quiet when we walk into this space. But let's just take a moment to take this all in. And while we enjoy this moment, I think it's also important for us to understand that there are many before us who sat in these same pews, who of course didn't know you, but nonetheless prepared this space for you. We have been given a gift from the past members of this parish so that we can gather and savor moments just like this. Although I will say they might be having some second thoughts having just heard Jared's Sadducee joke. But when my wife Holly and I and our 3 children walked through those doors 17 years ago, we didn't notice the heating systems, the gutters, the creaking pews. We first saw the people. But it wasn't long before we saw the care and love that this parish gave to their home. The why of this campaign is to anticipate the arrival and welcome of new members who will find St. John's a warm and welcoming home. I hope we all have an eye to a future where we see a community. There's the page, where we see a community with families like mine, and hopefully families very different than mine, who will stumble through those doors and find a welcoming home where they immediately see Christ in our midst. With that, please let me allow Carrie to.
Thank you, Don. When I first heard that St. John's was considering a capital campaign, I was excited. I believe my exact words were on fire during a vestry meeting. As someone who grew up in an 1880s farmhouse, I know how much it takes to maintain an older building and to keep it functioning and updated for the people who use and love it. Whether it was tending to crumbling plaster, windows that were stuck shut, or knob and tube wiring that was starting to sizzle, I became well acquainted with old house woes as I tagged along with my older brothers to buy tools and materials to address each issue. To this day, the smell of hardware stores is the single most comforting smell of my childhood. And that's because even at a young age, I understood that what we were doing was more than about fixing the bricks and mortar of our house. It was about nurturing and protecting the space that held my family. And not just our family. The farmhouse was a warm and loving home to several families over a century, and St. John's is no different. St. John's is a sacred space and home for my spiritual life, one where God is present, and we all, as a church family, live out our joys and sorrows and go through the many seasons of our lives. And part of having a home is being a good neighbor to those in our community, inviting others to join us, and making everyone feel welcomed and loved. Our campaign isn't simply about repairs and renovations. It's about building a stronger foundation for our ministries, for hospitality, and for the generations yet to come. And I'm so grateful and excited to be a part of it. The prophet Isaiah wrote, "You shall be called the repairer of the breach, restorers of the streets to live in. This year, our annual and capital campaign theme is raising up foundations for many generations. In this way, every gift of all sizes from every generation participates in this important work. We are all in this together. We hope you'll be joining us after worship today to hear the exact numbers of what has been pledged for both our capital campaign and our annual campaign. It's really exciting. As you know, we need your help and support to make our goal. Materials will be provided today which outline exactly how pledges and gifts will be used.
Thank you, Carrie. And it's important to note that this is an unusual year as we are inviting you to pledge for both a capital campaign and the annual campaign at the same time. Because your annual contribution supports the day-to-day operations of this church, the vital ministries that make St. John's so special, we are asking everyone to prioritize their annual giving to the church before considering a campaign pledge. The work of this church in faith formation, worship, pastoral care, and outreach has never been as vital as it needed in our wider community as it is today. For our capital campaign, please know that gifts can be made over 4 years and with flexibility according to your needs. Every gift of any size is important to us and will help us reach our goal of just over $2.7 million. In the coming weeks, pledge cards will be available in church, and links to pledge online will be available as well in the bulletin insert. But thank you for helping us raise the foundations of many generations to come. Thank you.